Okay, again we're back on the one bedroomed Lugard granny annex twin cabin, and we're going to talk about how the glulam beams and the cabin is fixed to the ground screws. So it's a really important factor under planning permission and under VAT rules that the cabin must not, and I repeat, it must not be fixed to the ground permanently. If your cabin is fixed to the ground permanently, it's not classed as a caravan. It doesn't come under the lawful development certificate of being a caravan. Also from a VAT point of view, if you're going down 5% or 0 rated, you must be able to prove in a matter of minutes that this cabin can be lifted. Even if the crane cannot get where this is how ludicrous the rules are, but you have to prove that it can be lifted. So they do allow a couple of minutes, you know, for you to take any temporary fixings out. So if you have a stud work built one and all your fixings are into a concrete base and you can't do that, you'll have to pay the VAT back in full. It has happened in the past. There is legislation in place that shows that. I have spoke with VAT experts. I've employed them to find out the rules and regulations, and the way that we're fixing these cabins to the ground screws is proven to be acceptable, because we can remove the fixings very quickly in a matter of minutes. And I'll show you how easy that is. So we have an M12 by 60 turbo screw, which is a self-drilling treated coat screw to all intents and purposes. We don't need to pre-drill anything. We simply put the turbo screw into the impact drill. We find a hole underneath the pile cap, and then we just wind that in. Now, that was a matter of seconds. So it isn't going to take us very long to remove this. So as a point of fact, on every cabin that we do install, I make sure that we show how we fix these into here. So any future investigations from planners or VAT, is this permanently fixed to the floor? Well, in the first instance, the ground beams or the glulam beam foundation beams are fixed to the ground screws with turbo screws, and I've just shown how quick and easy that is. So again, just to show you how easy it is, look underneath, find the head, and it just comes out. The other thing is ground screws. So the reason that we use ground screws, again, is they're not a permanent fixing. A concrete base is classed as a permanent fixing. So ground screws are temporary. Why are they temporary? Because they're screws. They're no different to this little turbo screw, except much, much bigger. So that screw is wound into the ground, and that's it. So if at a later date we need to take the cabin down, remove the cabin, take it away, the cabin can come away. We can bring our little machine in, unwind the screws, and the ground is back exactly the same as when we found it. Okay, so ground screws, turbo screws make the fixing of this to be temporary and not permanent.